Welcome to Flip TV News. I am Igolo Ebonua. Here are the headlines. One suspect killed as robbers raid Ogun Poli Hostel. Federal government projects 19.4 trillion naira revenue in 2024. Paid scam. Efcc demands ex-director's death certificate. APC PDP hopeful as Supreme Court decides Sokoto government poll today. Now the news in details. The Abbey Hostel in Ode Remo, where some students of the Gateway ICT Polytechnic Sakpade reside, was thrown into pandemonium on Thursday morning following a gun battle between the operatives of the State Police Command and some suspected robbers. Punchline gathered that a yet-to-be-identified armed robber was said to have been shot dead by the police during the gun duel. Our correspondent learned that trouble started around 1:30 a.m. on Thursday when four suspected robbers stormed the area and started raiding the hostel. A source in the area who did not want to be named because of fear of victimization said students were dispossessed of their mobile phones and other electronic gadgets during the operation. Confirming the incident in a WhatsApp chat with our correspondent on Thursday, the State Police Public Relations Officer Omolola Odutola said other suspects who fled the scene sustained varying of injuries. One of the four suspects was neutralized in the gun duel. Three fled the robbery scene with bullet wounds. Our men recovered a bag containing 5 phones, one Technophone, a wristwatch, an iPod, and a power bank. Efforts are currently ongoing to apprehend all the fleeing suspects, Odutola said. The Polytechnic and the student hostels in Sakpade have become hotbeds for robbers in recent times. In other news, the federal government has set the tax revenue target of 19.4 trillion naira for 2024. This is as the Federal Inland Revenue Service collected a record of 12.37 trillion naira in tax revenue for the Federation in 2023, surpassing the year's target of 10.7 trillion naira. According to Chairman FIRS Dr. Zak Adedeji, the new target is achievable because of an effective tax collection system and a viable economic environment for businesses to prosper. Giving a breakdown of the figures, one of the agency's coordinating directors, Mrs. Amina Ado, disclosed that all revenue accounted for 3.73 trillion naira of the total, representing 25.6%, while non-oil revenue was 74.4% at 9.2 trillion naira. According to a statement signed by the Special Advisor on Media to the FIRS Chairman Dare Adekombi, the disclosure was made at the opening of a 2-day strategic management retreat of the agency held at the Congress Hall of Transcorp Hilton Hotel in Abuja on Wednesday. The agency noted that its initial tax target of 10.7 trillion naira for 2023 was reviewed upward to 11.5 trillion by the agency because of the exchange rate. Commenting on 2024's targets, FIRS Chairman Adedeji said, What determines whatever we have comes from microeconomic indices, because when the economy runs well, we are going to be taxing prosperity, not poverty. Moving on, the Economic and Financial Crime Commission on Wednesday demanded to see the death certificate of a former director of Legal Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Grace Tiaga. Tiaga's lawyer, Daniel Alom, on November 4, 2023, informed the Federal Capital Territory High Court that his client had died. Tiaga is standing trial before Justice Olukayode Adeni on allegation bordering on bribery in the controversial gas supply processing agreement between Process and Industrial Development and the Federal Government of Nigeria. She was first arraigned on September 2019 in the case marked FCT/AC/CR/504/19. The former amendment to the charges. Tiaga was subsequently rearranged twice on October 3, 2020 and January 10, 2021. The Efcc claimed that she violated various laws by entering into the agreement without the approval of the Federal Executive Council and without obtaining a certificate of no objection to the contract from the Bureau of Police Enterprise. She, however, pleaded not guilty to the charges. When the case came up on Wednesday, the prosecuting counsel for the EFCC, Mohammed Hussain, insisted that Tiaga's death certificates must be produced before the court. My lord, the certificates must be brought to the court as stipulated by the law before any decisions can be taken. The prosecutor said said. But Tiaga's counsel told the court that the death certificate was not ready and pleaded with the court to give him time to produce it. Finally, on the news, members of both the ruling All Progressives Congress and the main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, have expressed hope as the Supreme Court decides on the Sokoto State governorship election petition today. Speaking on the expectation of the petitioner, the state publicity secretary of the PDP, Asen Sentimental, while speaking with her correspondent on Thursday, said the party was optimistic about getting justice at the Supreme Court. He said, "We're optimistic of securing justice in the court on Thursday. This is based on our presentation at the court. By grace of God, we will get justice tomorrow in the court." Kindly do subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. Igolo Ebolowa reporting.